Well, I think the poor results over the Christmas period were the final, if we call it, nail in the coffin. We've desperately been trying to keep Paul in situ, but the results went against him in the end, and before the season collapsed, we needed to make a change. So yesterday that change was made.
There's obviously been quite a lot of fans' calls for him to go over 2 or 3 weeks now. I mean, how difficult was it for the board to hang on and keep faith over these last few weeks?
I guess very, very difficult. We have made a number of changes over the last 12 and 18 months, and we were desperate to create some stability at the club. So we were hanging on, and I'm sure for some fans they said we hung on too long, but we wanted to show that loyalty and hope that Paul could turn things round. But unfortunately, Christmas proved that couldn't happen.
Now, you work at the club, you watch the games. What do you think's gone wrong? Because when Paul Buckle took over in the summer, almost everyone was unanimous saying it was a very good appointment and he was the man to take the club forward.
I really can't put my finger on it. People who've been to the games will say that there's been lots of games where first half we've played really well, and then some individual mistakes in the second half, and we've lost the game. And other games it's the first half and then second half we've improved. So it's difficult to put your finger on exactly why it's gone wrong. We all had that optimism in the summer. Unfortunately, we've lost it now, and we've got to make a change.
How damaging potentially is this to the club, both in terms of having to make another change and perhaps financially as well?
Well, clearly there is an element of damage there. Let's not worry about the financial side. That's dare I say for me to worry about in my position. But there is an issue about stability, and the board are very keen, as we were with Paul's appointment, that whoever we appoint, we want to bring some stability to the club. I think it'd be good for the club. It can't keep changing managers. So we hope we get it right this time, but only time will tell.
I mean, what can the club do now? Because it is going to be a 6th manager, I think, in 13 months, and that isn't a record that the club's proud of, I guess.
Well, no, it's not, and I probably would dispute the 6 managers in that a couple were internal appointments just to hold the fort whilst we appointed a full-time manager. So I'll dispute the 6, although I understand how numerically you can get to that point. Clearly, we want to get this one right, but we don't want to hang on too long. We need to turn the season around. We don't want to be fighting a relegation position. And I still think with the squad we've got, if we can get 90-minute performances out of them, that we can move up the table. I don't think it's a playoff position. I listened to Jim this morning. I don't think a playoff pace is probably there, but I don't see why we shouldn't get to mid-table.
And how do you progress from here? I know the chairman's currently on holiday. Just how quickly can you search through the possibilities and appoint a new manager?
Well, I think we can do that quite quickly. He and I are in constant touch. The battery on my phone seems to be almost always run out. With the internet, everything else, we will start our discussions in the next day or so. People are applying almost every minute at the moment. There's a lot of interest out there, so I would hope that within the next 7 days we will be able to make an appointment.
And what's the priorities in the qualities you're looking for in a manager? Lots of people have been saying that somebody experienced who can come in and really size up the situation quickly. Is experience important in this situation?
Yes, I think you're absolutely right. Experience will be one of the main criteria that we'll be looking for to take us forward.
Have you been impressed with people that have come forward so far? I know Nick said his phone's been red hot and he's been lots of it coming forward.
Yes, some of the names are impressive, and hopefully when we make the right appointment, the fans will be as happy about it as we are.